Everyone, sorry that internet got cut off, but I was showing the tablets that I have to take every day because my body's changed, getting older. My pelvic bones, bones are not as strong in my hip area, and my doctor had advised me that even eating extra foods with those nutrients in them is not going to work, so I have to take extra tablets. So this is what I'm taking. This is the first one, calcium, magnesium with vitamin D. We don't get enough sunshine. Even though it's sunny in Canada, the sun is not the same as in the summer, so I have to take that. Salmon and fish oil, this is for heart and brain health. And then the sisu, this is a multivitamin that I take with iron. And the vitamin B12, that's a slow release, that's to help with my metabolism. And then I find these tablets hard to swallow because they're quite big. This is the size of them. But you get used to it. In England, all the tablets are small, like this vitamin B12. You can see how small this is. Let me put my hand. See, it's tiny. It's very, very small. So that's the vitamin B12. And then the sisu, that's the size of the multivitamin. It's in my hand. Look. That's the size of it. And then I take the salmon and the fish oil for heart and brain health. Now I do eat a balanced diet, so I thought that would be enough, but apparently it's not. So we used to get these at home in Zimbabwe, the salmon and fish oil, and in the winter time we used to have malt, because malt helps to strengthen the immune system. Just a teaspoon of malt once a week. We used to take that. I don't take it here, but you can get the malt drinks as well if you want them in the stores. And the sores in my mouth, the bleeding in my mouth is less now. But I still have to make sure that it's hard to brush your teeth and all that when your gums are bleeding and, you know, you've got canker sores on your inside here, on your mouth. It's hard. And the mouthwash burns, but I have to do it. So that's what I'm taking right now. I do eat a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables and things like that. So I eat fish, I eat a balanced diet. You can see how I exercise. I think part of it is just aging and our body's changing. So I'm doing everything I can to get healthy and get fit. I have no idea why I'm not losing this weight, but I will carry on exercising and doing what I can. And I'm just going to put these away for now. I also bought extra Tylenol because at one stage we had run out of Tylenol in Canada, and when you need it, you don't want to get to the store and find that, oh, there's nothing on the shelves. So I bought extra Tylenol and I kept that, and flu medicine, the Lemsip, things like that. I bought that as well. So that's where I'm at. The one call yesterday was good. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how things develop, because in one sense, eventually this one campaign will go away, because the African nations are building up their own infrastructure, they're building the factories, they're going to be able to produce their own vaccines, their own products, you know, get the aid out to the people that they need, because they have partners already on the ground, like UNICEF, Save the Children, World Vision. I know there's World Vision in Zimbabwe. So the funding that we're going to lobby for is most likely going to the need is going to lessen over the years. But now with USA taking their aid away, there might be a little bit of a need to push for more. So I think it's a good thing, because we're going to be a community of nations again, where in times of emergency, countries can step in, like South Africa did for Canada when we had our wildfires. And over the years, I mean, the injustice of what has been done to us as racialized people, it's not just going to go away, because Canada is built on racism. It's built on the mosaic concept, and it's built off the backs of slaves. I mean, the people that came to work on the railways, that work on the buildings, they were not paid fairly, just like us. The minimum wage can't even cover your rent and your food. So it's the same as when workers go from India to go work in Dubai. What happened with the World Cup and all of that, it doesn't only happen there. It happens here also. And now Amnesty International has gotten involved, because we are supposed to set the example. People leave countries like Egypt and Iran and all those places because they're being persecuted there. Or people like me were, we were told there's no jobs, don't come back, they're taking the lands by force. And then we come here and we get treated even worse. We get treated badly, and I know for me, I miss my community, so it's very, very hard. And as the years go by and the discrimination doesn't seem to get better, it seems to get worse. That's why Pope Francis makes these trips when he goes to the Muslim countries, the countries where they have beheadings, where they support taking people's lives. Because sometimes innocent people die. And people were not comfortable with him going to some of these Muslim countries because he had death threats while he was there. So, the investment is one thing, but with the investment comes the values that are behind it. And unfortunately for Canada, especially now with the UN coming down on us, with Amnesty International coming down on us, we are going to have to navigate this carefully, because people like me are not going to keep quiet, because I'm not the only one going through this. There are thousands of us from the African diaspora who are going through it, who don't get treated properly, who don't get paid properly, who have the best skills, the best education, the best credentials, and we don't get the good jobs. So, people will come here from Egypt, from India, and other places, and they'll say, oh, is that how it is? We thought it would be better here. And you're like, well, it's not necessarily that much better, but you have to work hard and take whatever jobs you get, and you have to hope for the best. But many people are going back. People are going back to South Africa. People are going back to Zimbabwe. Even people from England. They're like, we're tired of this. I mean, you can't make ends meet. You're highly qualified and you get your English credentials, your Canadian credentials. You get the experience, the same experience as them, and they still won't let you get those good paying jobs. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all comes together. But I'm glad that Canada went to the G20, unlike America. And at least there's a voice at the table. And now they can see what happens in South Africa, how they run events, what happens on the ground, where the poverty is. Brazil is also there. Other nations are there. But America, of course, was too high and mighty to go to the G20 and to send a representative and see for themselves. America is a mess. America is running on debt. So they really can't talk about other nations. They really can't. And cutting off the US aid is not really going to help them look any better on the world stage. It's not going to enhance their platform in any way. It's not going to make America great. It's just going to support more illegal migrants. It's going to support more people saying, well, why isn't America helping us? Because they supported the slave trade. They supported all these things which put us into poverty and slavery, and they had awful situations, especially in the deep south, in Mississippi and Texas and all those places. They might talk nice to you, but that racism runs very deep. So it's the same in Canada. So anyway, let's see what happens, but I just thought I'd share that with you because that's what I have to do now. Every day I have to take those tablets. And I mean, it's good if it helps my bones stay strong. Prevention is better than cure. And, you know, when I talk to people back in Zimbabwe, some people say, you know what, you're better off if you come back. It's becoming the same all over. Other people say, no, stay there. But for me, I've made up my mind that if I get a job in Africa in a management role, paying me what I want, I'm going to go back. And I'm going to set up my home with solar power and whatever water systems I need. Or even if I get a job in the tourist areas, like in Vic Falls or Kariba or somewhere, I'm going to go because I'm tired. You know, I came to this country with the best of intentions. I did my best. I helped others. And I'm tired. You know, my hearing is gone now because of this call center work. It's not gone, but I get pain in my ears. And yesterday I called my mother and she was weeping. She just starts crying when she hears my voice because I don't have a job. And I told her I'm doing everything I can, but that weeping, it goes right into your ears and it hurts your ears. So, you know, the same thing used to happen in the call center work. You used to get these women calling and it's an awful weeping. It's like somebody died. That's how they weep. So, you know, for me, I've done nothing wrong to anyone. I don't deserve what's happening to me. Just like millions of African diaspora. You know, there are these men who went to Ireland and they took the Irish women and they raped them. Yes, they deserve to be deported. But not people like me. People like me who are getting the back end of the stick, who are getting the short end of the stick when we're doing the right things and we're helping people and our health is starting to fail because of it. It's not right. So that's why I made up my mind that if I get something in Africa, I'm prepared to go because I've put in a lot of work and I send out applications every day across Canada to South Africa, to Zimbabwe, to the UK, and nobody wants to be sitting at home and wasting their life. I don't have a husband there to provide for me, and even if I did, I would still want to work. So that's where I'm at. I don't know why I was so tired yesterday, but anyway, hopefully today I won't be as tired. I was going to do my exercise in the morning, but then I changed my mind. So I'm going to do my John Maxwell reading now, and then I'll post a video on that, and I'll do some other reading and then apply for jobs.